Hi there all you beautiful buddies, it's Victoria here, back with another vlog this week. This week's vlog is all about last minute tasters and last minute normal sessions. So how you are notified within the Teams group, then how to properly prepare for them. Then lastly, I will give you a list of summary notes about the topic. Feel free to take a snapshot or a picture and save it somewhere, maybe on your computer for future reference if you like. Without further ado, let's get into it. So let's have a little talk about last minute taster sessions. How are you notified about last minute tasters? So there are various ways of finding out if you've had a last minute taster. Looking at the notices for assistance group within your Teams app, look out for the red @ sign next to the message, as this indicates if you are specifically notified. Rita or Hedy are the main assistants that are in charge of notifying last minute tasters, specifically when it comes to tasters that are less than 2 hours before the time they are to start, as you will not be notified if there are more than 2 hours. So be sure to look out for their names as well. Also make sure to refresh your session managers page on the IQBar website, as this will allow for you to see the last minute taster slotted into one of your available sessions. What I like to do is in between each lesson that I've taught, I refresh my page at least 6 or 7 times a day just to make sure that I'm up to date. I have on a few occasions in the beginning stages of my teaching not kept up to date with refreshing my page, and it can come across as you being unprepared, especially if you are late for the session, so just be mindful of that. Also, if for whatever reason you have missed the last minute booking, you will be tagged along with Tamsin or Sarah, and in more serious cases you will be called. That is also why it's very important that your contact details are always updated within your personal details on your profile on IQBar, so that you can be reached if, for instance, you are running late for the last minute taster. Okay, so how do we prepare for tasters? As mentioned in the seminars by Tamsin, tasters are always the same in their format, unless they are modified. In this case, Sarah will let us know in the announcements group. Therefore, if you teach them often, you will get to know them through repetition. I know for myself, I was already familiarized with them within my trial period, starting out at IQBar, as it was very important to get up to scratch with the content. Other than making sure you have your props ready and your workspace set up, you should be well prepared, especially if you are all set up within your available time slots. Just as a reminder, make sure to log into the taster classroom about 5 minutes before the lesson is about to start to go over the correct materials to refresh your mind, and to take any last minute notes, specifically if the Brady has special requirements. It's very important to remember those. So, normal sessions. How will you be notified? There will be a message up on the seminars and announcement groups within your Teams app. Sarah will tag it as an important message. Usually there will be an exclamation mark next to the message, and generally ask anyone if they are available to teach that specific lesson. There'll be a little bit of information about the lesson, the time, and the content that will need to be taught. So look out for those messages. Here is an example for you to see how it appears. When it comes to normal sessions, these shouldn't really be booked last minute. As mentioned, you will get the notification via Sarah in the Teams app. And if they are, however, booked last minute, buddies should be asked. As I've mentioned, this needs to be an area that you are well familiarized with the content in order to teach the lesson appropriately. And you should have a good amount of time, preferably an available time slot before the lesson, so that you can go over the work and just refresh your mind on the content and take a look at making notes of the Boreti specific information on their personal profiles. So to quickly summarize, it is to refresh your mind and prepare at least 10 minutes before the lesson at the very least, preferably having a good full time slot before the lesson starts to go through the lesson's content. Secondly, it's to notify Sarah that you are available to teach so that she can notify the correct channels of communication on her side in order to set up the lesson. And then time management is really the most important thing when it comes to a last minute normal session that you have accepted to teach, as it can be quite tricky to do it so, especially if you are currently teaching other lessons. It's best to then use your 5 minutes in between the lessons to organize it all. So remember, for phonics tasters, if there is a last minute phonics taster booked, you are required to familiarize yourself with the various gestures that are standardized throughout IQ-Bar. All teachers are expected to be able to perform these gestures whilst teaching each phoneme. For example, g, r, a, s. So I hope this information has been useful for you. If you have any further questions, please do ask Tamsin or Sarah, as they are very knowledgeable when it comes to this information. I hope you have a wonderful week ahead. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!